Back to another edition of Solve. Today we're working on a 2023 Hyundai Palisade. We are going to be changing these hoses back down there, right against the firewall right there. That's where they come out of the heater core. Yeah, that's going to be fun right there. These are there, the inlet and outlet, and the part numbers are, I don't remember which one is inlet outlet, but that's one of them. That's the other one there. And the first thing you want to do is remove the radiator cap, so that way when you drain it, it'll flow well. And you take this cover off, just place it to the side. We're going to be removing these two with a button tool. Then you take this out. You're going to be disconnecting the battery, 10 millimeters there. You got a 12 millimeter right there. After that, you'll be taking the airbox housing unit off, 10 millimeter right there. You can leave this over here. What I'll do is disconnect this right here, and I'll leave it there because I don't want a chance breaking the plastic. This is a metal fitting, I believe. More than likely it's plastic because everything's friggin' plastic these days. You'll need to take out the battery because this has a little kind of nipple in its rubber boot there, down there. Oh yeah, also there's a 10 millimeter right there and one right there that you will need to disconnect, and then you'll negotiate it out like that. So let's get to it. First, you want to get yourself a solid drain bucket. This one's a 5 gallon, and you're going to have this plastic fairing here, which has a bunch of 10 millimeter bolts. You see all the holes right there. This one is unique right here, the big hump over here. That's a 14 millimeter. You have a couple of push pins in there as well. And once you get that, then you'll want to get to, let's see, get a light in there. Flip our head upside down to that hole right there. See if I got it on the camera. I can't see because of this awesome angle. Where the heck is it? Oh, there it is. So that is the drain hole there. And that's it right there. I don't know if I can see it. That's it right there. Right here is where you drain it. Thanks, Hyundai. You put it in a great spot, as always. I don't even know if you can see. There you go. That's it right there. So you'll drain that after you put your drain bucket underneath, rather. You turn it to the left, counterclockwise, and we'll start draining. So as you can see, the stream is nice and steady. They position that hole just perfectly. If it's a little windy, maybe leave a little splatter, so just get yourself, kind of put it in the middle. We got a cool color in there. This is a relatively new vehicle. Coolant looks good, but we're going to test that to make sure we can put it back in. If not, you should replace it. And we're going to start going up top while that drains and disassembling things. I'm kind of a Milwaukee buff, so everything I have nowadays is pretty much Milwaukee. Get yourself a good magnet tray. You'll take the 2 push pins. So we got your 14 millimeter pair of pliers, snap on, 10 millimeter socket, 6-inch extension, 3-inch extension, and then your button tool. I have a power ratchet here. Take out the 2 buttons, and then negotiate it out. Put that off to the side. Then you're going to disconnect this. This has 2 nipples right here. You don't want to break them because they situate themselves right in there. Again, the battery terminals are 10 millimeter each, and then you have the 12 millimeter right there. Okay. There's the battery holder right there. If you don't want to lose it, just thread it back in and give it a couple of threads. Then you got your 10 millimeters here. This is what the bolts look like. These are the pliers I prefer for this option right here. We undo that, and then this will come out like that. Then you got the 10 millimeter loose right here already. And this comes out. Air filter's dirty, so you want to recommend to replace that. And there we go. So now these are the 2 hoses we're going to be replacing right there. Let's have some fun. All right, so after close examination, this is your vacuum hose off of the power brake booster. Be careful about this. This, I believe, is a fuel line. It goes into the fuel system right there. This is your emission, so you don't really want to mess with those. I would just kind of work around them. Take this out so you can get easier access to work in there. This is the larger hose. It goes like this. And I don't know if it says inboard, outboard. Anyway, just be careful as you're working. Let's get rid of these spring clamps, back them off, and then we'll work on those. Okay, so this is what it looks like when these are out. This is going to be the one that goes to the right underneath the coolant temp sensor, which you'll see right. That's it right there. So that hose I just showed you goes to that one, and that's the coolant temp sensor right there. Now for the back lines, the hose I just showed you goes to the one on the right there, and then right there. So it's gonna look like, all right, so now the hoses are hooked up. I didn't realize until after, so watch how your hoses come off. You'll see this one says engine lower, this one says engine upper, and then the same thing here on the heater core. You can't see it from here, but you'll see outlet, inlet, and then the two lines that go down there. You mark it with a chalk or throw a zip tie around it or whatever you got to do, but that's pretty much it. To get to the bottom hoses, you got to come in through the driver's side. Okay, and you'll see 3 10mm nuts hold this shield on, which goes right here on the studs. And then you have access to the clamps you see right there. Now to get those off, I used a combination of tools. The tools that I used is this right here. Phenomenal tool for those hard to reach areas. Then you got yourself a hook that you get in between the hose, and then you go around the hose in a 360 degrees. So that way, like this, I'll show you. So that way you can get it off. You'll stick this between and you'll go around, and then with your other hand you kind of work the hose like that and then slowly back it off. Fortunately, newer vehicles, they tend to cooperate a little bit better. They haven't been on there forever. And then you got these hose pliers. Once again, once that clamp comes off, if you can't get it off with your hand, you're gonna get this gently squeezed, because this is metal. It will crush plastic and metal as well. And then again, the same thing. You want to rotate it and then pull at the same time. And then pretty much the reverse order. Like you see here, I got the hoses already set up. All you got to do, the way that they assemble them from the factory for replacement, you see that the clamps are already backed off the perfect amount. And then you can get the angled extension pliers, and then you can work it on, or you can prepare the clamp in a different position before you get it on. Probably should have did that, so that way it makes it easier. And then you just reverse order all this stuff, put your battery in, air box, put the bottom back together. Don't forget to clean up your mess, because animals will lick antifreeze. It is toxic because it's a sweet smelling liquid, and they will unfortunately perish. Nobody wants to be accountable for that. That's it for this edition of Solved. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow. If you have any questions on this video or any of my other videos, please don't hesitate to ask. We'll see you in the next video. Stay safe out there.